Honey Sound Broadcasting, an affiliate of the Bilko Media Network.
Now, theme song. I always thought it was funny how they always go to the, like, it's a planet, right? It's an entire planet, yet they always stay within, like, a quarter of a mile of the Stargate.
Right.
Like, they don't even bother to venture on to, like, the other side of the world.
If it's not within walking distance, Stargate program says, fuck it.
Right.
I mean, they don't have all day here, you know? I agree. There is something kind of wrong in treating every planet, just a random section of it like it's Manhattan, and just kind of walking a block north, a block south, and then going back home.
Oh, nothing's here. Let's go. Next one.
Although in a much better episode than this one, they subvert that by they wind up in Antarctica, right? And they think it's some ice planet. So
right. How did the Mongolians become?
I know. This is first season Stargate, so you know it's
you gotta prepare yourself.
Yeah, it's we go to this planet and we find these people.
Right.
See, at this point, they might as well be, you know, time travelers at a Renaissance fair, right? Because all they do is they go back to, because like it's like they see the Mongolians in this episode.
Yeah, they go to all the different cultures,
and then it's like some Bronze Age Mycenaeans in the next one, and then you know it's kind of like just a Doctor Who educational military. The ovaries are offending this young Mongolian.
No, I cannot look at you.
Now that I think about it, I've never seen horses on another Stargate planet before.
This is like the only one.
This is the and it's because they're Mongolians, right?
It must be. It must be the Mongolian thing. Actually, you don't see almost any animals in any other Stargate episode.
You're right. This has always bugged me, by the way, about bows and arrows and TV, is that if you ever held like an old bow and tried to hold it taut for a while, your arm gets really... It's not like a gun where you can just hold it on somebody forever, you know? But TV treats arrows and bows exactly like guns. Also, another good thing is when you see, like, Aragorn in Lord of the Rings shout, fire. Nobody's gonna associate fire with bows. Oh, yeah. You know? They're gonna be like, fire, where?
Fire.
Uh-oh. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Oh, Jack, I can never stay mad at you. That's a nice little shot of them all pointing weapons and Daniel looking like a total derp.
I like how he doesn't have any accent.
No accent whatsoever.
The Pops there is like straight out of the homeland.
Is there any way to please a stranger?
Pops looks like a Mongolian Dame Judi Dench. Uh-oh, it's a woman talking.
She dies.
She speaks, she dies. That's over. Yeah, okay, so like, these people... Thank you, Sam. That is exactly what you should do. You should just turn right the hell around. But Daniel's just like a total douche, and he's like, no, it's okay. It's okay that they have obvious rampant sexism towards Carter.
It's also kind of funny because, you know, obviously they try to like... Obviously this is a very male-dominant culture.
Right.
Yet the males are not allowed to even look at women outside of, like, the camp. Which makes no sense. Because obviously there's a woman prancing around. Oh, we're hugging. Here come the women.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gaze at them. And then it's like... If you are in the middle of the woods, it's like a great crime to gaze upon a woman.
So in the camp it's okay, I guess?
I don't know. Well, they were just out there, and they weren't giving a fuss.
Shove-a-day. Shove-a-doo. Yeah, that's what they sound. Grandpa! What's wrong? Nobody on the team gives a shit. You know, I know that Carter is kind of an omnidisciplinary scientist, but that was a really a weak justification. The mountains, the jungles, they have medicine, so this planet, we should stay. Like, it's obvious, like, from minute one, that Carter should just turn around and go home, alright? Because obviously, everybody is just shitting all over her.
Right.
And it's obvious that she can't, like, do her job.
That's another thing. They're very liberal on taking stuff back to Earth.
They are.
Like, any of this stuff could easily kill them. And
Right.
they're like, oh, let's just bring it back to SGC.
Oh, and it's played for laughs. Womp womp.
You know, it's always weird to see them
the good
outside
news
of their
is, you're
SGC
right.
uniforms.
It is. Especially when they have the low on budget for a week NID episodes where they're
Yeah,
all running
yeah.
around Washington in suits.
Yeah, it's so
we have to come
different.
back here.
See, like, again, why is Carter here? If all she's gonna do to contribute to this mission is sleep in a smelly tent.
Yeah.
This is the awful writing that Carter gets in season 1, where it's like, tough as a man, Carter,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Tough as any man, Carter. So this episode is actually like the I think there are 3 people who were involved with Stargate at the very beginning, and then one of them left after like season 2. Basically, the 2 who stayed, like the guy who left was kind of like a guy behind this episode, okay, and then when he left, the 2 guys said, yeah, Emancipation. Worst episode we've ever had. What is he just afraid that she's gonna be like laying out like Rose on the Titanic or something? I mean, shield your genteel eyes, young Jackson. Seeing Carter dressed up like Princess Peach is just
Dressed like that.
something else.
And I knew.
I also like how SG1 tries to like
Did he sign?
enforce these cultures to like follow Earth morality.
Right, and American morality.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
it is kind of like that. I mean, they do kind of come out guns blazing. Hey, that's interesting that Teal'c knows all about hooves and horses,
Yeah,
despite
no kidding.
not ever seeing one before in his life.
The Shabadai.
And just the name, the Shavada, it just the Mongolian Sims. I kind of keep forgetting how much of a moron first season Jackson is. Here's what I really don't get about this, is that I think Carter could take this kid, alright?
Oh yeah.
He's
Oh,
like, yeah, he's like 16 years old, alright? He
in a
probably weighs 80 pounds
feudal
soaking wet.
Mongolian-
Yeah, and she's a highly trained kind of covert operative,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But instead she just like, oh well, I'm being dropped along. I mean, you might as well just fireman carried her. This dude is in like every evil Asian dude is this dude. Like, if you've ever seen like a 3rd tier character who was evil and Asian, it was that dude. I don't know his name. Ooh.
Where'd they get that dress from anyway? Because nobody else is anything near fancy as the thing she gets on.
I know, no kidding. If I was this kid's dad, I'd be pissed that he stole the dress.
Right. Like
I mean,
all
that
the other
thing-
women are running around in like rags like that.
Yeah, and like that cheap costume jewelry, if we're gonna take that for granted, man, that's like pure diamond, hanging off her head. Forget Carter, just give her the hat. I kind of hate how this episode. Oh no, it was okay. He kidnapped Carter and tried to sell her to be horribly beaten, raped, murdered, because it was just all for love.
Yeah, it's the Romeo and Juliet deal.
Exactly. It's the Shabada Mongolian Romeo and Juliet.
Hey, here's the question: how did this dude even know of her? If she's the daughter of like this super feared enemy, did they go to like the county fair together, or like how did they meet up originally?
I don't know. I mean, apparently you're not allowed to talk to women outside your own camp or
That's what I
something.
mean. So how did these two ever even meet?
It beats me. I mean, maybe it was at the Inter-Mongolian ice cream social. Look at that collar. She looks like a vizier. she looks really evil right there. Hey, you know what makes this episode a lot better is if you think about this this world getting eaten by replicators. Like all the Mongolian sexism bullshit, and then you just see over the horizon the wave and wave of replicators. Shuffadai. What was that?
I think Pops loves Daniel.
I think so too. Okay, alright, Genghis, we've heard it before. Seriously, like half of that headband has got to be worth more than Carter.
Right. Like that's the Big Chief's daughter.
Wait, did she just drop something and start crying?
Yep.
Is she in an infomercial? Does this happen to you? Hey, good going, Carter. Why'd they give the woman,
Yeah,
the new woman, a knife?
I don't know.
Okay, one thing that I'm pretty sure Carter does not know
Ride
how
a
to
horse?
do is ride a horse bareback.
Yeah.
Oh, and they've even got the little hats.
Yeah, they do. Why didn't she just use the knife on them?
Also, okay, so she gets kidnapped and all that, but like, for one, holy crap, Jack, at the end of this mission, Jack needs to go through like a court-martial or something because he left an officer under his command alone on a planet they had been on for 6 hours
Right.
that already hated women, and it was obvious about that, and then she gets kidnapped. Yeah, she is out of the dress.
If you do not obey, my father will kill you.
That has some kind of unfortunate implications right there.
There's no excuse to beat a woman ever.
He's a powerful
Yeah, 'cause
being.
Thank you, Stargate. Thank you, Stargate, for teaching me that it's not okay to hit women. See, okay, yeah, here's the thing. Carter, alright, like, these people are not just gonna become Americans overnight.
right.
Like, this is nuts. I mean, that she's even invested this much in helping out these people. She wants to leave this planet and never return. No?
Right.
Like, if I was Carter and I came back from this, the first thing would be dial it back up or send him through a mouth of a nuke, alright? And part of me does hope that she did order a drone strike later on. So why doesn't she just immediately walk up to them?
Yeah,
They're
no
here.
kidding.
It's over. All right.
Guns. They have
Yeah.
guns.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Make this place look like Wounded Knee. Nobody's ever gonna know. This is probably the silliest fire reaction I've ever seen. Oh, this is so stupid. Why are they using this freaking horse guy, you know, to barter?
Right.
They could send a like
They're
half
making-
of Fort Knox through.
They're making this old guy spend his entire life savings.
I know.
Get this random stranger back.
And I mean, come on, all right? Like, do you think that you're not going to be able to ransom Carter back with, like, you know, like just a brick of gold to these people?
Right.
They're horsemen. They live in tents. Just send a brick of gold to the Stargate and get Carter back and go the hell home.
Right. What magic is this?
Even in this really terrible episode, okay, Jack is never bad. He's always just blowing a little on the gun, you know. Oh, so they just give him the gun.
Yeah.
Then it is kind of clever, but not explaining about the concept of bullets to him.
Oh yeah, how it works.
Yeah, I want to thank you for how well you protected me from getting kidnapped.
I don't blame you for what Abu did.
Why would? Because why would you blame the father of a person who kidnapped you? What the hell?
Captain, if we go in there and try and get that little girl out, we could be starting a war on this planet.
This is so dumb.
When do you meddle in other people's business?
I know.
Really, Carter is just acting like completely insane in all of this. Like she's just.
Yes, if we fight with law, Turgan cannot make war.
Oh,
Father,
because
please.
Turgans want to follow the law.
If we fight with law, we do not have to go to war. I love that, like, a legal solution has to be suggested.
Right,
You know?
right.
Like, a non-violent, like...
This is feudal Mongolia. There's
Yeah.
no non-violent solution.
See, this is when Stargate still thought it was like Star Trek the original series, right? Like, no way is this is this reflecting what a military commander would do with one of his subordinates.
Right.
Which is very much what later Stargate is. See, I love that he didn't even bother to ask the terms of the fight before agreeing.
Right. They seem to just leave out of that little detail.
Looks like we're gonna send Stargate HG2 in next week. These shits are all dead. Seriously, what a wonderful,
And nobody-
you know, like
nobody-
alternate
nobody-
universe
Yeah.
where Apophis takes over Earth because a bunch of fucking space Mongolians killed SG-1. And the fact that like Jack is just kind of watching, I mean, here's what's kind of where Stargate doesn't go, but it probably would, right? Is that if Carter, Teal'c, Daniel, and Jack just wiped out this entire village, there would be no consequences for them whatsoever.
No, because no one would
Yeah.
ever know.
Nobody would ever know. Nobody would ever really care.
Right.
There's no real law. You know, like, how would they be punished? They haven't murdered anybody who can be proven to exist.
Right.
So, I'm actually really surprised that Stargate isn't more like Hyper-America and like fucking everybody up. I think maybe there was a missed opportunity there later with the, you know, the Lucian Alliance that shows up later. What if they were just like the people who Earth had just kind of inadvertently fucked with because we were sticking our dicks all over the galaxy, right? You know? It would be interesting to see that, you know?
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, then it becomes... Because the Lucian Alliance is kind of weak, you know, in terms of being a villain, right?
See, Stargate SG-1 is a lot more happy. It's a happy show.
It is a
Whereas
happy
something
show.
like that should take place, it probably did take place in like
So you
Universe.
think this new anesthesia?
I think that would have been much better for Universe.
All right. What would you score Emancipation as?
That's gotta be low. Low on the totem pole.
Where is Emancipation? Is it a 1? Let's ask that.
I think it is. I think it has to be one of the top 2 or 3 worst episodes of the series.
2 or 3 worst episods. I would say so.
I would say that one and the Una slave one is
Oh.
pretty bad.
Is that the one where Daniel's just grunting with his
Yeah.
gruntiness all day?
Yeah. And he's trying to like free the Unas from being slaves to like the white man in like the cowboy hat.
I'm just like, ah, that was really awful. Yeah.
That was really bad. So I think that like those two are like probably the worst in the series.
Okay, so you say it was a 1. I would also concur that Emancipation is a 1. It is just so bad. It's just so bad. The fact that I fantasize about the replicators murdering all these people, or the Ori swooping down. I mean, can you imagine the Ori showing up to the planet of the fucking Mongols? Like, I mean, you know, Arya comes out and she's just like, they're like, oh, don't look at the woman. She just fucking immolates this dude. Yeah, okay, so yes, considering that, you know, I have this episode has a death wish. Yeah, 1, absolutely.
This has been a presentation of Honey Sound Broadcasting, an affiliate of the Bilko Media Network.